yard to go, the ball at the 8-yard line, and you would be thinking Earl Campbell, I would assume. That's the man, but he is not in there. It is either Wilson or Carpenter. Last time, Pastorino on shorter yardage took it himself. This time he gives to Carpenter, and I don't know.
If he got it, he just barely got the ball over it. I think he's just a little bit short, personally.
They've got the fist up, and the fist means 4th down. And so now,
here comes the big fella.
Campbell's coming in, so you would assume that no 3 points here with 2:52 to go. They're figuring at this man, but Tim Wilson and everybody else blocking for him can get the first down. He's gotten 159 yards according to our statistics. All he needs is just one, and the Oilers in business. He fell, he got it, and more. 1st and goal to go.
He's been tested every way a guy can be tested, Jimmy. That time he slipped before he got started and still picked it up.
Watch him here as he slips.
All right, here he goes. He knows he's got to get a good start. He gets a late start. However, the blocking is so good at the point of attack. All the offensive linemen maintain their blocks. Butts had some sort of an off chance to get him. However, didn't get a good enough hold, and Campbell picks up the first.
That's something when you got a Leon Gray and a Conway Heyman, and then a Tim Wilson behind them blocking. It clears away, and Campbell knows what to do with it. 1st and goal to go. 2 minutes. We've got the 2-minute warning. Well, looks like the Oilers are going to go ahead, doesn't it? But who knows? They're not over yet, and once they do score, if they score, Washington gets the ball back. 3-yard line. It is 1st down and goal to go. Houston, 2 minutes left. They're down by 5 points. Castor in and in motion. Campbell with the football and got the touchdown. Campbell carries in for the score.
You just have to wonder how tired can that man be. As many carries as he's had today, continues to put out the effort. Good offensive line surge. Carl Mock does a fine job in the middle, as does Ed Fisher. Bold people over the goal line. Mark Murphy lands in the end zone along with Campbell, and it's now a 1-point lead for the Oilers.
Well, I'm sure that the Redskin fans everywhere are thinking Mark Mosley can hit him from anywhere inside of 50 yards, but they've still got to get the ball and return it. And the Oilers fans are thinking our defense has done the job here in the 4th quarter, and if they keep it up, they'll never get that close. Now, Tony Fritsch has missed an extra point, or otherwise it might be different. It would be 29-27, and 3 points would still win. That's a big difference, isn't it, John? Here's Fritsch and Nielsen to hold. This has been a real good ball game. A ball game that we're sorry that you missed the 2nd quarter. We'll repeat again. We were off the air for 41 minutes due to the fact that the switch of the main power box here in the stadium went out. Other than that, and the extreme heat that has caused some problems for many of the players, it's been a good way to start the football season.
And this has not been the only fine game in the NFL today, because Philadelphia, which at one time was 23-3 over the Giants, has now got a dogfight on their hands. They're leading the Giants 23-17. Joe Pisarcik has thrown 2 touchdowns to John Perkins, and Ray Perkins' debut might not be so sad after all.
And guess who Joe Pisarcik used to play for? The New York Giants, for whom he is now playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. No, he is still in there.
Sorry, he's starting for the Giants, Jimmy.
Who is it they let go? Goldstein, right?
Right.
Goldstein, they went. Pisarcik is there. And then they picked up the last. Here we are talking about quarterbacks for the New York Giants. And we're getting word from Gordon McCarter, and now they're ready to go that Tony Fritsch is ready. We've had clock problems here today. And there have been kick is high and the kick is good. And so now 1:57 to go. Earl Campbell, who scored that touchdown, has now run for 167 yards. And Houston leads by 2, and we'll come back. Hardiman, we've had Harmon, and now we have Lamar Parrish, who's been out with leg cramps but is back in again. And Fritsch will kick off to him. The Oilers have no more times out, but of course they want time to run out. Parrish lets the ball get away. It is picked up by Harmon. Harmon gets across the 25-yard line. And from there, the Redskins have about 75 yards to go and a total time of 1 minute and 51 seconds. Many of you will have another game coming up once this game is over.
As well as Joe Theismann has played all day long, I'm sure he's had plenty of time with Joe Walton, and Gene Fugate has been catching the ball at will today. You can bet something will go down his way.
1:51 to go. 29-27. Oilers. Buggs left, Thompson right. Fugate split about 5 yards on the right. Theismann, look out. Down he goes. A quick whistle comes in, and that's one of the new rules today. As soon as they got an arm around Joe Theismann, the whistle blew and the referee stepped in to stop the play. Ball is back at the 16-yard line. 1:45 to go. Theismann back on second down. Gets the ball away off the hands of his intended receiver, who is Harmon out there at the 23-yard line, and suddenly the Redskins are now in deep trouble. 1:39 left, and it is third down and 20 yards to go.
There are no brilliant plays at this time in a ball game. Everyone in the house knows what he has to do. He has got to throw it. He's got to get 20 yards in 2 plays. He's coming over to sit and discuss it with Joe Walton. I'm sure they've got a couple plays for him on the sideline. But even if he picks them up, they've still got a good 60 yards to go for a field goal.
It is times like these that the Oilers throughout the day, and will this year, go away from their 34 defense. And they have been away from it in this series of downs. They will have 4 men up front. They will keep in 2 linebackers, and they will use 5 defensive backs. Jack Brodie concerned, and well, he should be. At one time, his team was leading 24-13 and now trails. This is the play. Third down. Theismann back. Theismann fires, and it is almost picked off as the receiver downfield had slipped. That was Danny Buggs, and it was almost intercepted. It is 4th down with 1:33 to go.
I think actually Joe Theismann elected not to even try and get 2 Buggs because they had a couple men around him.
Tim Simpson and John Brodie, and we've got 1:33 to go. And the fumble by John Riggins that set up that last touchdown on the run of Earl Campbell, who has run for over 150 yards today, is the big difference. The Redskins are down to 1 play, apparently. 1:33 to go. It's 4th down. Buggs wide left. Thompson to the right. They've got 20 yards to go for the first down. Theismann does have the time. Now gets it away, and it's going to be intercepted. Reinfeldt carries the ball and now just holds down because Houston knows it has the ball game simply by holding on to it. And that Super Bowl itch comes alive. There's something going around down in Houston town, contagious as can be. There's no immunity, reaching a fever pitch. It's called the Super Bowl itch. And the Oilers fans who may have been scratching a little bit too much through the 3rd quarter now can feel good about their team again. And the Redskins, as John Brodie remarked one time while we were away, have played well enough to win. But apparently they will not.
And that's only an appearance, Jim, because with 1 minute and 22 seconds left, 2 timeouts, any sort of a mishap, any sort of an Oiler letdown can give them the ball. They only need 3 points to win the ball game. I know only 3 points is a lot of points when you don't have the ball and there's only a little over a minute to play. But stranger things have happened, so this baby is far from over.
Well, with less than 7 minutes to go, the Redskins had the ball and fumbled on the first play. Riggins fumbled it away and set up the winning touchdown. Look at this thing. They're just protecting Dan Pastorini. That offensive setup there, it's almost like they put him in a little cup, a closed-in Notre Dame box of years gone by.
They can get close, but they can't run out the clock. They're going to have to give it one more time to Washington doing it the way they're doing it, because with 1 minute and 17 left, the Redskins have one more timeout. They can run it down to about 15 seconds, but that'll be the limit.
29-27. And of course, if the Oilers do come away with 3, they want the whole ball of wax or run down on time. The Redskins could still, playing it the way the Oilers are, come back and get a score. You never do know. But this is the kind of thing, you know, they call them the cardiac Cardinals out in St. Louis. But this is the kind of thing that has thrilled Redskins spectators for a long while. They have been able to pull them out, and sometimes they've lost them in the closing seconds. And Pardee and company are thinking it out right now.
It's such a tough day for Pardee. his team has played so well, and the things that he hoped would happen have happened to Washington. They're still on the short end by 2 points in a very evenly matched football game, and I think that expression pretty well tells it.
Here they go again. In this close situation, both backs up. Pastorini falls down. They quickly call time. That only takes a second or two. And we're up to third down. Remember, Pastorini has been intercepted 3 times. That accounted for a lot of the Redskin points. The Redskins, on the other hand, have fumbled the ball away, and that counted for a big 7, and also had 12 men on the field that set up a field goal. So timeout. That's a little show that's premiering on Saturday mornings. It's a very short show between many of the morning programs on Saturday mornings, featuring a lot of the top athletes, including some of those that work for NBC, like Bruce Jenner, Donna De Verona, and a lot of the folks like, well, Gary Coleman and Kyle Rote Jr. And it's how to take time out to deal with your physical health and physical fitness through sports. Some tips for the kids as they watch television on Saturday morning. We hope you'll join us. The premiere next Saturday morning, September the 8th. The ball is on the 23-yard line, 1:15 to go. It is third down, and they've lost 5 yards by Pastorini's falling down. And it is a situation where, well, Bum Phillips and company talking over there. It's a situation where the Redskins hope to get the ball for that final minute. No matter what happens, they're going to have a long way to go. And they have not had the big play today from the line of scrimmage. They've had an 8-yard touchdown pass, which was a good play. A pass to Fugit, who came down, which came back for the ball, which is good play. But by and large, they've kind of eked it out here and there, with the exception of Riggins, who made some good runs.
And we were looking at Jack Pardee. I mentioned earlier there would only be about 17 or 18 seconds. There's a good chance there'll be more than 30.
All right, Earl Campbell falls down. That takes a few more seconds, and now 1:11 to go, 1:10. And I do believe that the Redskins have run out of timeouts with 1:05 to go, and the clock still counting. Folks, you will not see the NFL scoreboard today, the Budweiser NFL scoreboard, because we're running right up on time, and many of you will see a second half of the doubleheader, and they'll fill you in all of the scores. But there's the situation now. They're going to let it run down just as far as they can, and of course they're not going to pull out any possibility of a field goal and have that blocked and run back. They're simply going to hang on to the football as long as they can. You watch the clock. On the change of possession, Earl Campbell right there. They will stop the clock and let him get going again. The Redskins flooding onto the field at 26 seconds. It'll take what is called a miracle now. But they have time, and Theismann, of course, can throw one away here and there to stop the clock so he can have more than one play.
And Mosley's got a very strong leg. Stranger things have happened. You don't see many comfortable people over there on the other sideline.
All right. Theismann line of scrimmage. They start the clock. Theismann back. Theismann gets the ball away and has a man wide open, Ricky Thompson. Thompson inside the 50-yard line. 17, 16, the Redskins running up to get into the huddle. 13 seconds to go. The Oilers are not on their side of the line of scrimmage yet. Theismann will probably throw it out of bounds. Running with the football. He better get rid of it. A flag goes down. He stops the clock with 1 second. But a flag went down, so hold on.
They may redo the clock, Jim, because the Oilers were taking as much time as they could to get back on the other side of the line of scrimmage. The whistle did blow as Theismann was coming out of the snap from center.
Theismann's shaking his head. Yes, John. He likes whatever the call is. Yes.
Well, he'd like to have more than 1 second. I know that much.
I believe there were about 7 to go when the snap happened. Brazil kneeling on the far sidelines, and again today the officials are in consultation. Do we have 1 second? Do we have 7 seconds?
I'll tell you that stranger things have happened. Mosley would have to kick this ball about 55 or 6 yards, but he's got a very strong leg.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. That's what they're discussing right now.
I don't think they're going to come back to the line of scrimmage if Washington has anything to say about it.
Mosley is already on the field. Now they're pointing like Redskins were in motion. And if the Redskins were in motion, that changes the whole thing around. Mosley's on the field expecting to kick. Bugs comes back. Yeah, I would sure like to hear what's going on in that huddle. Gordon McCarter will tell us, but the Redskins are fading back downfield. And the clock shows 1 second. Everything has happened today. They've lost power. Look at this. Here they are. Watch when McCarter starts the other way.
And Mosley's still in there, so.
Talking to him is Hermeling, one of the captains. What was it?
Illegal motion. Number 84, Washington. First down.
Well, there's no other explanation. It is simply illegal motion.